Hey, Tej here. Today we're taking a look at technical analysis for Bitcoin. I'll cover wave analysis with the Elliott Wave theory and provide multiple sunrise price may take and explain why I prefer one count over another. Let's take a look at the different possibilities. Today we're going to be focusing on this smaller time frame structure, as I didn't have time yesterday to create another video. So we're just going to be looking at this, and tomorrow on Sunday we're going to be looking at the higher time frame pictures again to see what kind of structures we might be in and what we can be expecting on higher time frames. Now on this 15-minute time frame, we had the idea of having this as a wave A. We were looking for this to be an ABC structure, and yesterday we had this dump and another pump. Again, I could not take part of this as I was not trading at that point, so I missed this completely, which is fine. But again, to me, this feels like it is possible that this is actually the end of that wave B. Where we did get to is right around the golden pocket, which is again lining up very well with this current structure here. So if we are getting rid of all the unnecessary fibs here, we can see that we are right around that golden pocket here. Also, what we hit was the one-to-one of this A, B, and C. However, making this into a five-way structure is kind of difficult. We can't have this as any kind of diagonal like this, because again, third would be smallest. What else? Well, having this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, while it is valid, this definitely feels like a three-way move here. And the wave 4 here would be very out of proportion to anything. Overall, it does not matter. We would have this three-way structure completed like this, but I just wanted to get in there and take another look at how we could be labeling this. And this is what I came up with. ABC in here, three-way structure into W, three ways into X, and then another three-way structure into wave Y. I feel like this is pretty okay look for that X wave, creating a expanded structure here, three ways and then three waves. Of course, it is not perfect either, but it would explain this mess here a bit better, where we would have 3, 3, and then another 3. Again, this WXY would get to the 1.236, and the extension here on higher time frame would get to the 1.236 as well. So yeah, both are possible, of course. I just prefer this one at the moment, I feel like. So I'm just going to delete the other one, and yeah, that is it. However you want to be labeling this, I do feel like that is a three-way structure, which is having a very good possibility of being completed. At the lows here, we did take out the previous lows that we had here on 30-minute time frame, and now we would be looking for that possible C wave. Now, any target for that C wave is around the one-to-one, and that is the main target that we would be having. So let's take a look at where we have that. That would be around 20.6k. And surprise, surprise, we would be taking out these highs. Of course, we could be getting a bit higher here. Just depends on the wave structure that we are getting in here, and how much we are going to be retracing, and then we can be adjusting our expectations here on a bit higher time frame and seeing what kind of structure we are aiming for. At the moment, I do think that we might have this as a well, the expectation at least is a five-way structure, as we are expecting a C wave here. Expecting some kind of three-way structure, taking longs here and then pushing up higher. And that is the game plan here for Bitcoin overall. If we are looking at more of the local structures here, since the lows were put in place yesterday, I came up with this, where we would have this as a 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Of course, we could be having this as some kind of diagonal on smaller time frames. These are, again, very hard to count. This is just one way to label it, where we would have a nested pattern in here, and then 3, 4, 5 in the third, fourth, fifth, and completing a third of minuscule. In this case, this would be the blue count here, and then again some kind of three-way structure here into wave 4. Again, possible alteration with this structure in here, not really necessary. Again, we have very small time frame. I don't think we have any alterations between this 2 and this 4, so yeah, sometimes it just doesn't happen, and I'm not going to be forcing it here. Then we would have this as a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, very extended fifth, no overlap between the first and fourth here, and yeah, third would have a high RSI. we do have that divergence here as well. However, again, this peak is the highest RSI of all, so it is a bit debatable where if this is indeed a third of fifth or third of third. At this point, according to this count at least, it would be the third of fifth, and it would be a bit unusual to having that high of RSI there. So yeah, keep that in mind. At the moment, however, if we are labeling this way that I have, we would have this as a wave 4, and then some kind of diagonal here into wave 5, completing the wave 1. And at this point again, if we are saying that, okay, instead of this being a third here, we would have the third here, we would have that divergence there for sure, and then we would be looking for this to be a wave 4 of this higher degree of this minuscule. So instead of wave 4 being here, it would be somewhere here. But again, this is so large already that it doesn't make too much sense. We can't really compare it to any kind of previous structures. So that's why I do think that wave 1 is done here, and now we are indeed in a more complex structure for that wave 2 to be completed. Now in here, I would think that we have three-way structure like so, another three-wave here, looks pretty good on RSI, and another three-way structure coming down into the lows of wave Y. Again, WXY, just because all of these look very good as the three-way structures. Then that would complete as the minuscule W, and then another three waves and three waves into W, another three-way structure in here into X, and then I'm expecting a bit of a pump here. Whether the middle structure or small structure here is done, I'm not quite sure, but we'll see. The expectation would be around the golden pocket here. If we are looking at some extension levels here on the smaller time frame, 1-to-1 would line pretty okay with the golden pocket if we have already done this as the completed X wave here. But yeah, around that would be around 19.1k or 19.19k. Somewhere around there is really nice. Now time wise, that would be 17:30, so that would be 5:30 p.m. on my time on GMT +3 or UTC +3 here. So you can find that yourself as well. Again, how I've just labeled this or used the time here is comparing this W wave pivoted from the X wave onwards. So this would give us the 1-to-1 in time. Of course, this does not need to be happening. It can take longer, it can take shorter, but yeah, that is the area I'm interested in. Again, this would be taking out the liquidity up in here on top of these wicks here. So even if there is not too much, we could be heading downwards at that point. And yeah, then we would be looking for downwards again. I need to be adjusting this, but this is just comparing the time it took to create W wave here on this high item or this minuscule count here, and pivoting it from the alleged X placement here. Again, this is definitely going to be changing. I don't think 1-to-1 is any more than just a target. I don't think it has to be happening again. But yeah, that would bring us to W, X, and Y. And yeah, I'm not really expecting us to get this low though, this 18.9k. It would be nice to see that, but 1-to-1 would be 19k basically. So it is very much of a possibility that this WXY here is the first structure that we're going to be having. Then we would have another three-way structure, and then possible 5 waves if we are getting close to these structures over here with this retracement, or if not, then we would have just another three-way structure coming down. And at that point again, we might get some kind of lower retracement to the 0.5 or even the golden pocket, but we'll see how that turns out. But those are the expectations I have at this very moment. I'm definitely looking to enter shorts here if I can see a clear three-way structure in here, and getting to the targets mentioned here. But if you made it this far into the video, I would appreciate the likes. Link to my free Discord server in the description below, and for now I thank you for watching and hope you have an amazing rest of your day. See you next video, bye bye.